I'm a final year nursing student. Here's exactly how I study fast, remember everything, and actually get high scores and remember what I learn without burning out. Let's get started. So throughout the 4 years of me being in nursing college or university, I've done a lot of mistakes and I've done a lot of good stuff. I've analyzed all of them and now I'm giving it to you. The first rule I'm gonna give you is you have to revise by layers. The problem that you can do is trying to revise or memorize everything at once, which will kill you. Trust me, it will. Not only the charge and the hardship of the university itself will kill you, but only doing this will kill you because you can't do that. So you want to divide it by layers. The first one, you just want to read, skim through the lessons, whatever, everything you have, yeah, depending on your subjects or whatever it is that you're studying for the exam. Now, number two is you actually highlight or just take notes, right? And you focus on the stuff that you think the teacher wants in the exam or just are important for you to understand the topic, etc. Now, the third time that you go through it is just finalizing the entire or the last information you want, as well as obviously like just refining your knowledge, refining your information, refining your memorization. And I would say there's two ways to do it, which is my way. This is completely under 100% my way. I would say the first one, yeah, is you have to go to college or lectures. So for me, I study in Morocco, it's mandatory. In other countries or continents, sometimes it's not mandatory, only internship is mandatory. So it doesn't really matter, but if it's mandatory, you might as well go, sit in the front row, front seat, because it will help you a lot. So when it comes to the exam, you really don't spend a lot of time. Literally, I'm making this video. I had an exam, 2 hours ago? And I haven't revised literally anything until this day. I woke up at 6 a.m. I studied a little bit for 1 hour and then went there, got the exam, and I'm pretty sure I'll get a full score. Now, let's move on to the second point. Especially in the first year, which is very hard because you're getting introduced into this new field of knowledge, etc. And there's very complicated subjects as well. I would say there you want to use the methods that are known for revising or taking notes or everything. One of them is the 25 rule. I think it's very, very common, very known, or the Pomodoro technique, which is you study for 20 minutes, you take 5-minute break. It's very helpful because especially the first year, you take for hours and hours, no end, literally just screaming into that lesson, you know, and hopefully you understand it. It's really that hard. So you want to be you want to be at least be healthy. So 25 rule is pretty good. You just study for 20 minutes, take 5 minutes break, and you go on loops. You can play with it a little bit. That is half an hour, 10 minutes, or 45, 10 minutes. There is some playing around you can do. It depends on you, your attention span, and work stage or flow stage, whatever. It's like how much time it takes you to actually get tired from the work or from the studying. Then is the time where you take the break, so you refresh yourself. It doesn't really matter, but use those, they work, trust me. And also in the first year, you want to work on your highlighters or your notes, etc. I'd say I'm final year, I'm fourth year. I never take highlights. I just use one pen, one paper. That's it, right when I go to lectures. But first year, maybe second year a little bit, you want to use some highlighters, some colors, some pens, some papers, some notebooks, you name it. So because you're definitely going back to those notes, you're definitely going back and revising on them, and you want something pretty to look at. Obviously, which is point number 3, it's also very similar, is use what you got and be creative with it. So for first year, second year, yeah, you want to use not only text, but also photos, drawings, illustrations, right? It's very common in the medical field. Everybody does that, especially for subjects like anatomy, etc. But you really want to use that creatively. So I was using that in microbiology, pharmacology, anatomy, you name it, yeah? And that really helps. A lot of the times, it's very hard to remember or to understand some topics because they're just difficult. So what you want to do is have the text and also have some pictures or images or illustrations you draw yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be just some weird illustrations, but as long as you understand it, there's a high likelihood of you memorizing it actually. Now move on to the point number 4, which is more about internship. So it depends from countries, whether it's mandatory, how many hours. I study nursing in Morocco. We have 1,200 hours throughout the entire formation. You can take more. After this, doesn't count when you take voluntary internship as well, which you can, and you can take night shifts, etc. So this is all excluded, but 1,200 hours, which is mandatory. Now it can change, as I said, and also you have to understand that you have to go through hospitals, to like area centers, to different hospitals levels and differences, etc. And obviously there's also different services, different, when we're talking about the emergency room, it's not, let's say, oncology or stuff like that, right? So it's just different. There's different services, literally just completely different roles, but you have to get used to it. Now, the 4th point that I really want to talk about internship is really don't go hard on yourself, especially at the beginning. At the beginning, internship is not only stressful, but it just flags every hormone in your body about danger and stress. You're not only unfamiliar with patients, hospitals, the environment, the suits that you're wearing, it just maybe uncomfortable, you're feeling a bit different, you're self-conscious, maybe you get stressed. In the first 2 years, everybody gets stressed. Everybody gets stressed even with just doing an act. If you have some people around you or your colleagues, etc., all want to learn, you can get stressed. It's fine. It just happens, it will pass. Right? If you want it to pass faster, you just accept it and you move on, okay? So there's that. Also, reduce your stress when it comes to internship. So you don't only have to do everything everywhere all at once. Sometimes you just want to take it slowly, calmly, and just get things one by one, and make sure that you're not afraid, because everything that you do, you studied and you're basically implementing. Now, for the first 2 years, you want someone to be with you who is, a bit of a professional, maybe a nurse, maybe a 3rd year or 4th year. You want him to be with you, so basically he guides you and prevents you to making mistakes. But in general, as long as you apply the rules, you have someone with you who is a professional, you should be alright. Okay, now let's talk a little bit, 5th point, about the final few years. Yeah, so the final few years, you go more into the details of your, whether specific, like your branch that you've chosen as a nurse, or if you're multidisciplinary nurse, you're gonna go more into the specialties that you've got. So different specialties, different services, different sciences, right? You have to know them all. Obviously, if you have that one specificity, you're just going to get deeper in the final few years. Let's say the final year, you have the thesis or PFE, or the final, how is that, like the end of studies project that you have to obviously propose and defend, etc. So basically, you will have a lot of subjects about that too. And I would say my advice is don't be afraid, really. Just go through it. Just take it easy, yeah? And choose the right colleagues that are with you, and also choose the right professors that you want them to be with you. I'd say the 6th point, which is just a 100%, it's a bonus point basically, which is choose your surroundings. Especially with nursing college or university, it's really hard by default. It's just hard. The subjects and topics are a little bit difficult. There is some subjects that are extremely hard to understand and comprehend and memorize. And you have to understand that that's what it is. But what will help you a little bit more is choosing who you are with. So you want to choose people who are not stressed, because stressed people will just kill you. 2, you want to choose people that are brave. Right? So you want to choose people that are brave, they can prepare, they can act under stress, etc. And also you want to choose people that have a good track record. So really it can be anything which is your choosing. Like maybe someone who gets good grades, someone who, whatever it is that your values in life. you can just choose them. If you're a girl, maybe you just want to choose a girl, or the other way around, right? Maybe you're a man, you want to choose a man. It doesn't really matter. So all these are criteria to choose who you want to be friends in nursing university. So let's do a little bit of a recap here. We have 1, you should not stress yourself. 2, make sure to take notes the right way. 3, learn in layers. Don't try to learn everything at once. 3, take it easy on yourself in internship. B, just do what you've studied and make sure that there's someone with you who is a professional, especially in the first few years. And 5, choose the friends or colleagues that you want to go throughout the nursing university. Make sure to comment down below the videos that you want me to do as a final year nursing student, maybe some topics to talk about. Thank you.